Hello everyone. Today we will start the revision for formulas of complex numbers. So first formula is a number of the form x plus iy where x comma y belongs to R is called a complex number and it is denoted by z. Therefore z equal to x plus iy is the always is of the form complex numbers. So this is the general form of a complex number that is denoted by z equal to x plus iy where x comma y belongs to R. Here x is called real part of z and y is called imaginary part of z. The real part of z is denoted by Re of z, the short way Re of z. Imaginary part of z is Im of z, that is Im of z means imaginary part of z. Suppose example z equal to 3 minus 4i, the real part of z is equal to 3. Imaginary part of z equal to minus 4. If a number complex number z is purely real means imaginary part should be always equal to 0. If it is purely imaginary, real part should be 0. And whereas square root of minus 1 is called imaginary number, that is I. I square is nothing but minus 1. I cube is minus I power 4 is equal to I square into I square, that is 1. Minus 1 into minus 1 becomes to plus 1. I power 5 equal to I power 4 into I, that is becomes to I. I power 6 equal to minus I. Okay, if it is short number is there, we can multiply each other, then you get the answer. But if the power of I is greater than by 4, then I divide the power by 4 and take the remainder as the power of I. Then you get the value for I to the power of some number, that is the given number pi you can get. So in the Argand planes, let me call as a Argand plane. Then here x-axis here called as a real axis and y-axis is called as a imaginary axis, that is the point x comma y nothing but in a Argand plane every complex number represents as a point z equal to x plus iy as x comma y as coordinate system form, that is x comma y, that is in this structure is called as a Argand plane. Here x is called real axis, y is called imaginary axis. To find the square root of a complex number by using this formula, suppose let the number be a plus ib, that is becomes to the answer will be of the form x plus iy, that number also x plus iy, whether it is plus or minus. So for finding the x real part equal to by using this formula, root square root of a square plus b square plus a whole thing by 2 and total overall root, that is becomes to x, and y becomes square root of a square plus b square minus a by 2 and square root total root. This is the finding the formula for a complex number. In the same way, multiplicative inverse of a plus complex number, that is a by a square plus b square comma minus b by a square plus b square, to finding the multiplicative inverse of given complex number. Then go to the next one, a plus ib whole square, that is of the form a square minus b square, that is I square b square, so becomes to minus b square plus 2 into iab. A minus ib whole square is a square minus b square minus 2 into iab. In similar way, 1 plus I whole square in the form this, then you get 2i. 1 minus I whole square, then you get minus 2a. Whereas a plus ib whole cube, a cube minus 3ab square, the real part, plus I into 3a square b minus b cube. That is the general formulas. So then, if a z equal to x plus iy, then z bar equal to x minus iy is called conjugate of z or mirror image of z. Suppose in the Argand plane z equal to x comma y like this. If its image is mirror image is x comma minus y, it belongs to in the quadrant 4. So this is called as conjugate of z. The properties of conjugate is z bar is a conjugate. Against its conjugate becomes to given complex number z. Z equal to x plus iy, then z plus z bar equal to x plus iy plus x minus iy. Then you get 2x. 2x nothing but 2 into x is called real part. Na? So that is 2 into real part of z. Z minus z bar equal to 2 into imaginary part of z. If z equal to z bar, then it becomes to purely real number. If z plus z bar equal to 0, that means to that x plus iy plus x minus iy. So less iy minus iy get cancelled. Then you get 2x equal to 0 or else x equal to 0. X equal to 0 nothing but purely imaginary number. Z into z bar equal to x plus iy plus into x minus iy. So that is x square plus y square. That is real part square plus imaginary part square. So that is x square plus y square. So z1 plus z2 whole bar equal to mod z1 plus mod z1 its conjugate plus z2 conjugate. So z1 plus z2 whole conjugate equal to z1 conjugate plus z2 conjugate. In similar way, z1 minus z2 its conjugate is becomes to z1 conjugate minus z2 conjugate. In multiplication, z1 into z2 whole bar, that but its conjugate is becomes to z1 bar into z2 bar. In z to the power of n whole bar equal to mod z to the power of n in the modulus. So in z1 by z2 whole its conjugate becomes to z1 bar by z2 bar. This is some properties of a conjugate. And another concept is modulus of a complex number. That is, the distance of the point represented by the complex number from the origin is called modulus of a complex number. That is, this is a real axis and this is imaginary axis. This is origin. From origin, the distance from the point represented as x plus I by as point, that is x comma y. From the origin, the distance is denoted by, this is called as a modulus. So from the distance from O to that point, that complex number, this distance is called modulus of a complex number. How to find complex numbers modulus means the formula is modulus of z is nothing but root over x square plus y square. Nothing but the distance is here from this value is becomes to y, this value becomes to x. So nothing but to form a right angle triangle then becomes to root over x square plus y square by Pythagoras formula. Then this is also called as modulus of a complex number. If z equal to x plus iy, then mod z equal to root over x square plus y square. And then go to z equal to x plus iy, z bar equal to x minus iy in the terms of modulus of z whole square, where z into z bar is, that is x plus iy into x minus iy, that is x square plus y square. X square plus y square nothing but mod z whole square. So therefore z into z bar equal to mod z whole square. This is the basic formula. To finding the problems, it is very useful to for us. Mod z equal to mod z bar also, both having the same modulus. Though if the complex number is modulus is 1 unit, then it is called unimodular complex number. If the modulus of z equal to 1 unit, such number is called as a unimodular complex number. Next, go to the argument concept. What is the argument mean? The meaning that if P is a point represented by the complex number made by the vector OP bar with x-axis is called argument of the complex number. Let us see here origin. This is an organ plane, real axis and imaginary axis. O is a point and P is a point, whereas Z is called x plus I by as a point from P of x comma y. O to P bar as a vector within the direction of x-axis. So OP bar within the direction of x-axis, OP bar with x-axis is the angle made by that length, the angle is called as a theta. So where P is a point, O is the origin and the OP bar is a vector with x-axis, the angle made by that value is called as argument of the complex number. So that is if z equal to x plus I by, then the argument of z is denoted by this has to theta nothing but argument or amplitude of a complex number. How to find that is theta means obviously this is x, this is y, then becomes to tan theta. So the tan theta equal to write as y by x. Therefore we get theta equal to tan inverse y by x. This is the formula for finding the argument. So that is finding the argument like this. Tan theta equal to y by x, then theta equal to tan inverse y by x. So if it is x is positive and if it is x is negative means in the direction of the third and fourth quadrant. So x is negative pi plus tan inverse y by x. So this is the value for finding the argument. If the angle theta has infinitely many values, difference by the multiples of 2 pi. So that is if the argument theta belongs to open interval minus pi to plus pi is called the principal argument, means the smallest angle made by the vector OP bar with x-axis. If it is more than minus 180 to plus 180, then it's called as a principal argument, but we have to get the smallest angle, that means to find theta minus 2 pi, then you get the principal argument. If theta is not a principal argument, the complex number in the form of 2k pi plus theta is called as a general argument. For finding the smallest angle means if it is not in the interval minus pi to plus pi, then you can theta minus 2 pi, then you get the principal argument. Always the principal argument lies in the interval minus the range is minus pi to plus pi. That is called as principal argument. If it is not in this interval, theta does not belongs to in the not in the interval, then you get theta minus 2 pi. That is you get the smallest angle or else principal argument. Therefore, the general argument of a complex number is 2k pi plus theta is always, where k belongs to 1 rotation or 2 rotation, 3 rotation. So, the multiples of 2 pi. Then it is called as a general argument of a complex number. Next concept is polar form. That is nothing but modulus amplitude form. Another formula, another name is modulus and amplitude form. If r is the modulus, theta is the principal argument of a complex number, x plus iy, then x plus iy, then x plus iy we can write as r into cos theta plus I sin theta. It is called as modulus and amplitude form. Modulus and amplitude form. So that is x plus iy is equal to r into cos theta plus I sin theta is called polar form or modulus amplitude. If r is the modulus, theta is the principal argument. Just now we learn theta is principal argument, r is the modulus, then x plus iy is a complex number, then it becomes to r into cos theta plus I sin theta, then we can write as like this, then it is called a modulus amplitude form. If z equal to x plus iy, argument of z is theta, then z equal to r into cos theta plus I sin theta, then we can write as r equal to modulus means root over x square plus y square. Cos theta nothing but we can write as here some figure. So here is the angle, suppose theta, we get already this is y and this is as to x, then you get root over x square plus y square. That is modulus of a complex number from origin to the point P. Then cos theta nothing but x by root over x square plus y square, whereas sin theta is nothing but y by root over x square plus y square. If it is z equal to modulus, modulus means r. So therefore z can be represented as this way or this way. R equal to where root over x square plus y square, and cos theta is this value and sin theta is this value. In the shortcut, simply denotation is of the by using the Euler form. That is e to the power of I theta. E to the power of I theta nothing but cos theta plus I sin theta, that is cis theta, simply denoted as cis theta. If the value theta depends some values are there, it is more beneficial for problems to solving this anyway. That is theta suppose 0, that is becomes to cos 0 plus I sin 0, that is becomes to e to the power of I 0. So the value is 1. Cos 0 is 1, sin 0 is 0. Then becomes to the number is 1. Then simply denoted as cis 0. Cos pi plus I sin pi. So that is e to the power of I pi. So nothing but cos pi is minus 1, sin pi is 0. So in the short form cis pi. So cis pi nothing but minus 1. And next third one, cos pi by 2 plus I sin pi by 2. Then we can write as in the Euler form e to the power of I pi by 2. So cos pi by 2 is 0, sin pi by 2 is 1. Then the value is becomes to this value is I. Or else in the simply denoted as cis pi by 2. Cos of minus pi by 2 plus I sin minus pi by 2 equal to e to the power of minus I pi by 2, nothing but it is minus I. We can in the simply denoted as cis of minus pi by 2 or else cis of 3 pi by 2 also same, you get the same value. This is some more beneficial to solving the problem in the objective questions. That is why you remember all this once again. So we can write it in the shortcut, z is equal to x plus iy, then it is equal to r into cos theta plus I sin theta, where r equal to modulus of z, cos theta plus I sin theta is cis theta, that is mod z into e to the power of I theta. It can be also representation of this value also, it can be represented as by z. So another formula is cis alpha into cis beta equal to cis of alpha plus beta, whereas cis alpha by cis beta equal to cis of alpha minus beta, 1 by cis theta equal to cos theta minus I sin theta, it is e to the power of I into minus theta, that is e to the power of minus I theta. Next formula is if argument of z is theta, then the argument of z bar is minus theta. Therefore, argument of z plus argument of z bar is becomes to 0. Why? Because tan inverse y by x, argument of z bar is tan inverse of minus y by x, but tan inverse of minus y by x is minus tan inverse y by x, then it becomes to 0. Or else here theta and this is minus theta becomes to 0. That is the argument of z plus argument of z bar is always 0. Next another formula is if O is the origin, Z is x comma y and Z bar lies on the fourth quadrant where Z is in the first quadrant. This is the mirror image of Z with respect to Z bar. Therefore, the x-axis is perpendicular to the line joining the Z and Z bar. Okay, the point represented by Z bar is the image of the point represented by Z with respect to x-axis. Therefore, x-axis is perpendicular to the line joining Z and Z bar. So that is the x-axis only. Then properties of a modulus. If modulus of Z equal to 0, then the complex number becomes to 0 and real part should be 0 and imaginary part should be 0. Mod of Z equal to mod of Z bar, both having the same modulus. Z into Z bar is nothing but mod Z of whole square. Modulus of Z1 into Z2 is mod of Z1 into mod of Z2. Mod of Z1 by mod of Z2 equal to mod of Z1 by Z2. And another formula is AZ1 plus BZ2 whole square in the modulus equal plus AZ2 minus BZ1 whole square in the modulus equal to mod Z1 square plus mod Z2 whole square of A square plus B square. Or mod of Z1 plus Z2 less than or equal to mod of Z1 plus mod Z2 and mod of Z1 plus Z2 is greater than or equal to mod Z1 minus mod Z2 in the modulus. And next one is properties of augment. Augment of Z1 into Z2 is augment of Z1 plus augment of Z2, whereas augment of Z1 by Z2 is augment of Z1 minus augment of Z2. Augment of Z bar n equal to n into n times of augment of Z. 1 by Z nothing but Z bar minus augment of Z. Augment of Z by Z bar is equal to 2 into augment. This is the properties of augments. This is properties of modulus. So next go to the general points about the x and y axis and x axis. That is, if Z is purely real, then the point represented by Z lies on the x axis. If Z is purely imaginary, then the point lies on the y axis. If the point is positive and y equal to 0, then theta becomes, theta means augment. So augment nothing but in it is lies on the x axis means the point theta equal to obviously 0. If x is lesser to 0, that means in the left side of a axis, then y equal to 0, then theta becomes to at the point equal to 180 degrees or pi. If x equal to 0, y should be positive, then theta equal to pi by 2. If x equal to 0 and y lesser to 0, then theta equal to minus pi by 2. And next another formula is, if Z1 and Z2 are two complex numbers, then mod of Z1 minus Z2 represent as the distance between the points represented by Z1 and Z2. You can take Z1 as x1 plus I by 1 and Z2 as x2 plus I by 2 for finding the distance between the 2 points, that is mod of Z1 minus Z2. That is denoted by represented by distance between the 2 points in the form that is Z1 minus Z2. So Z1 and Z2, Z3 are the vertices of an equilateral triangle. Then the conditions are 1 by Z1 minus Z2 plus 1 by Z2 minus Z3 plus 1 by Z3 minus Z1 becomes to 0, and Z1 square plus Z2 square plus Z3 square equal to Z1 into Z2 plus Z2 into Z3 plus Z3 into Z1 is, this is the condition for to be a Z1, Z2, Z3 are a vertices of a equilateral triangle. And the condition for collinearity for this first formula, if there are three real numbers other than 0, L comma M are real numbers, the condition is L into Z1 plus M into Z2 plus N into Z3 equal to 0 and L plus M plus N equal to 0, then the complex numbers will represent a collinear points. The conditions are L plus M plus N equal to 0 and LZ1 plus MZ2 plus NZ3 becomes to 0, then the points represented by Z1, Z2, Z3 are collinear points. So equation of the line passing through Z1 and Z2 is given by determinant of Z, Z1, Z2, Z bar, Z1 bar, Z2 bar, 1, 1, 1 equal to 0 to finding the determinant. Then you get the equation of a line passing through Z1 and Z2. And the general equation of a line is A bar Z plus AZ bar plus B equal to 0, where A is a complex number and B is a real number. And its slope is minus real part of A by imaginary part of A. In the same way, general equation of a circle is Z into Z bar plus A bar Z plus AZ bar plus B equal to 0, where A is a complex number, B is a real number. And the equation of a circle having center Z0 and radius is R given by in the form mod of Z minus Z1 equal to radius. This is the general form of a equations. And then go to the complex plus clonics, where A equal to Z1 represents B of Z2, the fixed points, and P, that is locus, that is P of Z, moves in a plane such that this is the short ways of in the form mod of z minus z1 plus mod of z minus z2 equal to k. If kv is not equal to mod z1 minus z2, then becomes to ellipse. K equal to mod z1 minus z2, then becomes to line joining a and b. If it is in the form of z minus z1 minus mod of z minus z2 equal to k, k is not equal to mod z1 minus z2, then becomes to hyperbola, and k equal to the mod z1 minus z2 lies on the ray BA bar. And third one is z minus the modulus of z minus z1 by mod of z minus z2 equal to k. If k equal to 1, perpendicular bisector of A and B. If is k is not equal to 1, then becomes to this value becomes to form a circle. The fourth one is z plus z bar plus z minus z bar equal to k, then it forms a square. This is the shortcuts for complex plus conics. And then go to the next page. If mod of z minus z1 whole square plus mod of z minus z2 whole square equal to mod of z1 minus z2 whole square, which is nothing but a of z1, b of z2, p of z. Nothing but z minus z1 is nothing but ap square, and z minus z2 nothing but bp square, and z minus z bar z1 minus z2 nothing but ab square. It forms a so the locus of z is a circle with the as z1 and z2 extremities of a diameter. So then next one, augment of z minus z1 by augment of by z minus z1 by z minus z2 becomes to 0 or pi. So the locus of z is a straight line passing to z1 and z2. If augment of z minus z1 by augment of z equal to a, suppose pixel number, locus of z is a segment of a circle. Augment of z minus z1 by z minus z2 equal to plus or minus pi by 2, then the locus of z is a circle with z1 and z2 as the vertices of a diameter. This is the to find the solving the problem. If we let a of z1, b of z2, c of z3 be the vertices of a triangle, then in described in anti-clockwise direction, then you get the vertex by this formula, this by b and this by c. And the angle between the two segments joining z1 and z2 and z3, z4 is theta. So then theta equal to plus or minus augment of z2 minus z1 by z3 minus z4. If I equal to, we know that value e to the power of I pi by 2. That is also in short form 6 pi by 2. But I to the power of I is equal to e to the power of minus pi by 2. So that is the proof like this. And log I equal to I pi by 2. I log of log I equal to I pi by 2 plus log pi by 2. This is the formulas, but this is very, all the best, Nana. This is very useful to you to solve the problem. Just you learn and write once again and just practice all this formula. Okay, Nana, all the best. Thank you.